Welcome as you and I gather here today to listen to another album. Joseph Lopez on my Patreon site says, Mercurial, you should check out the album Census Designated by Jane Remover. She opened for JPEG Mafia here in Chicago and she killed it. So we are about to penetrate the world of no research hugely. Jane Remover. Never heard of her, the band, whatever. Let's just press play on Census Designated. Can we hear anything? Yes, we can. I can hear sound. This is Cage Girl / Cam Girl. Cage Girls, Cam Girls. This is scantily clad women. Okay, the noise is building. The sound, I shouldn't call it noise. The sound is building. I really don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect. But today, we are fueled on black coffee. Ooh. Guitar. Grungy. Almost sounds like Nirvana at this point. Not the place, the band. Okay, guitars. I assumed as... Oh, saying that, supporting JPEG Mafia, why not have a guitar? His latest album was just stuffed with guitars. Ooh. Singing. Like 9 Inch Nails mixed with Nirvana, and the vocals has a sort of auto-tuned anthemic nature to it. I peel my eyes open, everybody knows and nobody cares. I'm all dolled up for you. I'm not stupid. Just me. Falsetto. And it always ends the same. I'm in your mouth again. I'll ride your coattails if I can't reach the rest of you. Starving in your house, shoveling fake deep lines from that guy you like. I hate him so much that I want to kill him, but I let it slide this time. And all my life, I've been waiting for my new limbs to come in. Come in. I open my widest mouth as I can. Sex doll style. Filtered vocals, so you can barely hear them. Set back, it'll be for a reason. You're biting chunks out of my face. Say it's the same. For two of us, there's never enough in the kettle. I like that line. I grew 100 teeth to treat you like the food I eat. I was okay. I didn't know what to expect, but this is like indie music. Perfume and leather. So who's singing then? It's kind of masked by the effects and the tuning of the vocal. the lyrics suggest it's a woman. Chew me up, spit me out before you can swallow. Chew me up, spit me out before you can swallow. Now that suggests it's a man. Is this a song about blowjobs? Or was that too obvious? Cage girl, cam girl. Whoa, noise. Wow, I was not expecting this. This is like that sort of turn of the century stuff around the year 2000, where, well, my band as well, to be fair, but everyone was putting like loops of fragmented noise underneath the main song, like OK Computer style, or like flicker stick, or I suppose like My Bloody Valentine and stuff like that started it. The guitar's still going. Single note plucked. No, it's finished. As we go into Lips. Lips by Jane Remover. I think, unfortunately, we are going to have to do some research because I didn't know what to expect. This has caught me by surprise. Lips. Teeth stained yellow for a glass love so hard. He breaks my jaw. Oh, and I'll be the one to say it, but you're a nervous wreck. So, right, okay, because I was talking as I was listening, I was getting confused on the first track as to the sort of genders we're talking about here, but the fact that they reference he, I stand frozen and look up because it's all I want. But I'll never catch that high back. It's on your neck. Listen to the guitars, right? Ding, 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 ding. That's so grunge. Oh, discordant guitars there. Discordant. Wow. No drums. A bit Pixies. Discordant. I bite my lips, pucker up. I go to hell sometimes. Okay, holy shit. I'm loving the atmospherics of the noise. Take a knife up to the belly, slide it up to where he kissed me. The blood dries overnight, and I wake up feeling fine. Okay, let's do some research. Jane Remover, age 21? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Not me. Born 2003. Jesus Christ. Holy hell. This is a day full of surprises. When you're someone like me, you're listening to artists who are younger than your toothbrush, you know your life's... Hang on. Jane Remover. Whoa! Okay, noise. No drums. No drums. That's just smashing grunge distorted guitars. Okay, we have got drums now. We're in with the drums. They're mixed bizarrely. I mean, that is high guitars subdued drums. Whoa! Okay, I can see what they're going for. They're going for putting the instruments so much together. It's almost like that first Oasis album where it's just mixed like fucking treacle. It's not necessarily a bad thing. As we play the Supersonic Drum Beat by Oasis. They'll actually live forever. Maybe I don't really want to know. Yeah, noise, right, okay. This sounds influenced by what I would call like just like indie noise music. British, kind of like Cure, really early Cure. My Bloody Valentine, like shoegazing, Ride. I can hear it still going on.
War of the World style. The tripod is walking.
Listen to that in the background. Stopped. And then the sound ceased. Okay. This is a noisy, okay, I get it. Cut splice noise. Right, let's read about Jane Remover, now that I've made some initial observations. Yeah, it still sounds like grunge, sort of like Pixies indie, My Bloody Valentine, kind of shoegazing, indie, British, Cure, Ride especially. Hints of Kurt Cobain. Right, now let's read what Wikipedia says. Jane Remover, born in 2003, is an American musician. Okay, so I'm gonna have to adjust my mindset here, because I'm kind of hearing a man singing. And that's not some kind of slur. Many of my favourite male singers sound female, and many of my favourite female singers sound male. And anyway, in 2024, I'm not even sure I'm supposed to make a distinction between male and female. So I'm sorry if I've offended anybody. It's really difficult to know what to say these days. Wow, okay. Am I listening to the right album? Is this definitely someone who's supported JPEG Mafia? Let me just check. This is Fling by Jane Remover, yeah, from Census Designated. Okay. Right. She pioneered the Daria-core micro-genre on SoundCloud with her album of the same name, released under the pseudonym Leroy. She released her debut studio album, Frailty, in 2021, which was followed by Census Designated in 2023. It's funny when people mention SoundCloud. I worked with a colleague on an album on SoundCloud, but we're going back 15 years. You know, it was enough of a thing that I participated, but it died a death. But I've heard of like SoundCloud rappers, so there's still people out there like listening to what are we just. Is it just a way of saying a modern day independent release? Whereas in the old days you put like cassette tapes out or go create a record company rather in your bedroom. Now you can just put it on the internet and you call it. The first time I remember that being a thing was the Arctic Monkeys with their using MySpace, which died a death. Do you know what? I am a bit scared of, not scared, but I'm concerned about the way that every site that you use on the internet eventually dies. Like for me, there's certainly there's certainly GarageBand and SoundCloud to a certain extent for me. But the way that Facebook has declined, everything's just become a stream of adverts and videos. Media that was supposed to be a way to communicate is now just videos, and then TikTok, and I suppose my fear is that YouTube itself, what's it morphing into? What is it morphing into? It's not YouTube now, it's commercial for YouTube. Anyway. Let's see. I'm steering grunge here. Let's see what it says. Remover grew up with her parents and twin sister in northern New Jersey. Oh no, I'm gonna have to. Oh no. I'm gonna have to delete a lot of things that I've said. She came out publicly as a trans woman in 2022. She came out publicly as a trans woman in 2022. I am probably going to have to delete some of the audio on this reaction where I talked about... I might have to delete some stuff because I think it might come across as offensive, even though I didn't mean it in that way. I'll decide in the edit. All I was doing was talking about how the vocals sounded very... I can't say it. It's amazing what you can and can't say these days. I just felt like I was listening to a very... I can't say it, can I? I thought I was listening to a very masculine vocal, and all I was saying was that my experience of listening to women sing is that there's plenty of amazing women out there who have a very deep voice and sound very masculine, and there's plenty of men who I've listened to in my time, especially with the likes of glam rock, that sounded like Sebastian Bach's of the world, who sounded incredibly feminine. So I think it's always been like this, and that's always been a good thing. But I do understand now I'm going to have to consider whether I've offended by even suggesting that this woman has a masculine sounding voice. So I do apologise anyway. Remover's interest in music production stems back as far as 2011. Again, that's 2011. I think. I've owned this shirt. I've owned this shirt longer than Remover's interest in music production. Shut up. Inspired by dubstep producers like Skrillex, Kill the Noise and Virtual Riot, she would later go on to produce different styles of EDM in the mid-2010s, citing Porter Robinson as her biggest influence. Porter Robinson. Okay, I don't know Porter Robinson. Remover's production became more trap-centric around 2018, and she cited artists such as Trippie Redd, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler the Creator as inspirations. And it says about her being a member of multiple SoundCloud collectives. I love drums, or percussion in general, put through delays. It's just, it never fails to kind of just tweak the heart. Okay, this is sounding much more sort of trad, sort of grunge era guitar band. I mean, I have to assume now that she plays all the instruments herself. In late 2019, what's that, sort of like COVID pandemic sort of time. Okay, listen to that. I do, yeah, okay, I like. I like her voice. In late 2019, Remover began self-producing and releasing her own works on SoundCloud. So it's again, SoundCloud. SoundCloud was still a thing in 2019. Dear me. Just because I moved on, I've got to remember that other people didn't. What have we got? Debut studio album, it says here. Her album was acclaimed by publications such as Pitchfork, who placed the album at 47 on the list of best albums of 2021. That's not bad, is it? I know a lot of people out there hold Pitchfork in high regard. So that's not bad to have the 47th best album of the year, according to them. Oh, what have we got here? Okay, more music's kind of just easing its way in. Oh, listen to that. Since I've talked about no drums and a really low mixing of the drums are now more prominent. So there's obviously a choice. The album is kind of progressing and introducing more, in some ways, more traditional sounds. That's good. On August the 23rd, 2023, so what's that, last year, Remover shared the single Lips, which we've already listened to, from her second album, Census Designated. The album saw her move away from bit crushing and sampling towards a blend of shoegaze and bedroom pop. I think I mentioned shoegaze specifically. Guitar rock anthems with slow build-ups and deafening noisy climaxes. Okay. A Pitchfork review of Census Designated compared this iteration of her sound to music acts such as Ethel Cain, My Bloody Valentine, Slowdive and Yule. Remover opened for American rapper JPEG Mafia's 2024 Lay Down My Life tour. That Lay Down My Life album, thinking about it now. Just the amount of like guitar and stuff on it. Yeah, JPEG Mafia, he's a... I think overall, I'm quite enamoured with JPEG Mafia. I really am. I mean, listen to that. That is like a complete like a mash that's become a mush. But sometimes, right? Sometimes music is like a beautiful collection of ingredients on a plate, where you can look across it and go, there's the scallops, there's the caviar. I mean, it's quite a meal I'm having here. There's the scallops, there's the caviar, there's the piece of bread, there's the olive oil. Everything's separated out and it's crystal clear on the palate. And other times you can get music that you get a piece of bread, you toast it, you butter it, and you slop peanut butter all over it, then slop jam all over it, and in the end it's a mush. And it still tastes fucking great. There's really not a lot more information here on the Wikipedia page. Whoa! Yeah, okay. I like that. This sounds... Right. I know it's 2024, right? But if you told me I was listening to a 2001 album, you know, from 25 years ago, I would not be surprised. So in some ways this is like retro, this is nostalgia. This is nostalgia. I suppose it's got a modern slant. Okay. It's almost like death metal growling. What do you call that sort of growling that people were doing like around the sort of Slipknot time? Where you had like really, really commercial music but you'd get like that death metal growl over the top. It's got a name, hasn't it? That style of singing.
Quit wasting your time looking for somebody else when she's right there.
I mean, see, now I don't want to make too much of it, but I'm assuming that the whole like gender and sexuality and everything are probably, I don't know. It doesn't have to define you, so I don't want to say too much about it. You could certainly be a trans woman and not have to mention it at all in the lyrics to any of your music. Why should you? You don't have to go around mentioning that you're a man or a woman or gender in general. You can write a song about a cat or World War II. But I have the feeling that perhaps some of my problems with the lyric, not problems, but some of my inability to completely comprehend the lyrics at the beginning may have something to do with Jane Remover's personal life, maybe. Looking at the questions that people ask, where it says on Google, people also ask, is Jane Remover shoegaze? What's the answer? Oh no, it's just what we've already. It's just quoting Wikipedia. We've already done that. Still very grunge to me. They haven't mentioned grunge in any of this. I like the way the noise fills the gaps between the songs. Interesting little nuggets. Yeah, certainly since I made that comment about the drums. The drums are now here. Yeah, the drums are here. Let me just do one more thing here. Let me look up this album specifically and see what the themes are. Census designated. Yeah. Sounds like a dentist drill contributing to the melody here. Good. Oh, yeah, okay. This is anthemic. Census designated as the second studio album by the American musician Jane Remover. In the press release announcing the album, Remover detailed that her time on a cross-country road trip, which featured a near-death experience, inspired much of the material included on the project. When Remover had to stop in John Day, Oregon, there's a place called John Day in Oregon. During the trip, due to a blizzard, she felt as though the incident was a reality check that made her want to stop ruining things for herself. Remover cites the music of American singer-songwriter Remover cites the music of American singer-songwriter Ethel Cain, namely her album Preacher's Daughter, as another source of inspiration for material included on Census designated. Okay. The song Cage Girl, which Remover revealed was originally a demo that she made in an hour for a creative writing class, is a favourite of Cain's. Okay. Right. So Ethel Cain, who's an influence on her, Ethel Cain herself likes a song of Jane Remover's. In describing the album as darker, more difficult and straight up rock, Remover shared that while work on the project progressed, she felt the need to make something else, to make something better with each successive track that was recorded. I like that idea of progression. The second half of the album is largely based on nightmares. Remover fears... The second half of the album is largely based on nightmares Remover fears will materialise in her own life. And tracks Census designated video and contingency song are told through the lens of relationships. Hang on, what song is this? Idling Somewhere. Video, that's a song that's coming later, as I just noticed. Video specifically tells the story of a woman who becomes infatuated with a man she watched play with himself online. Bit my lip there. Probably, I'm not saying it's anything to do with what I just had to read. It specifically tells the story of a woman who becomes infatuated with a man she watched play with himself online, before he ends up taking advantage of her when the two finally meet outside of the internet. Okay. Blimey. We've got some deep angst going on here. Yeah, I like that. That's such a kind of 90s rock, indie rock way to end a song. Census Designated was recorded in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania had an impact today on a certain president achieving presidency. Additionally, it took a year and a half to record it. Additionally, Remover handled the album's production herself. Okay. So my description of the production of this album being a little bit like the mushy peas you get in this country when you have fish chips and mushy peas. Quite often I post my pictures of fish chips and mushy peas, which is one of the greatest foods ever, onto my Instagram page, and people from other places in the world will always comment, "What's that green stuff, Mercurial number 6? Is it avocado?" And I'm like, "No, it's mushy peas. It's the greatest tasting thing in the world." But so when I've described some of this album as sounding like mushy peas, that is down to Remover. Following the release of a debut studio album, Frailty, Remover felt conflicted over the vocal performances included on the project. Criticism directed at the album's recording quality prompted her to try and clean up in all aspects. Oh shit. Is her previous work more dirty than this? Wow, okay. In an interview with Stereo Gum's Ian Cohen, Remover shared that she re-recorded the track Lips roughly 100 times because she was unsatisfied with each vocal take, and this desire to continually re-record the song persisted into the album's mixing stage. I mean, that's not uncommon, honestly, to record aspects of a song 100 times. I mean, that sounds... Well, in my past, that was certainly... I don't know. There's certainly songs I've worked on over a huge period of time with many, many, many takes. And I know the likes of like Kanye West and that are into the same kind of way of doing things. However, I've got to say, I'm getting more and more into the idea that just try and capture everything as fresh and as one take vibe as you can. And I think if I recorded an album today, I'd just record it warts and all. Warts and all. That was lovely. Listen to the fade out of that reverb. That's like cathedral reverb. She wanted it to be as perfect as it could be before the album was released. Oh, okay. So on Wikipedia for the album, it does list musicians. So it says all tracks are written and produced by Jane Remover. But we do have musicians. We have Douglas Dulgarian. Don't know why I rolled the R then. Dulgarian. Douglas Dulgarian, who provides additional guitar and bass. And Kate Itzkonen. Not Kate. Kale Itkinen. And Kale Itkinen with additional synths. So that suggests that Jane Remover is playing all the instruments. This definitely has like an old school like indie vibe with the almost like the sort of stuff I was playing, that I was surrounded with when I was playing live back in the 90s and the early noughties. Music sounded like this. Right, let's just have a look at a review. Right, so I've got the Pitchfork review here. Look. So they gave it 7.8, and this is about a year ago, actually October the 20th, 2023. So about a year ago. How filthy can I get? Census designated. The singer-producer explodes her sound with a feverish blend of shoegaze and bedroom pop. On Frailty, Jane Remover was a voyager, sculpting her own cosmos from her childhood bedroom. She said goodbye to the freaky mashup micro-genre she dreamt up under an alter ego. She also came out as a trans woman, announcing the name Jane Remover with the release of 2 songs, the smoky, whimpering ballad Cage Girl and Royal Blue Walls. On her new album, Census Designated, Jane ushers in another evolution of this shoegaze blueprint. So what have they got to say about it that's anything different to me? Let's have a look. The way she weaves lattices of vocal clips and skitters between inflections, breathy sighs, elegant swoons and desperate ravenous screams that make her sound possessed is intoxicating. That's quite a name, you're paid to write and be verbose, aren't you? On Pitchfork. Like the Mercurial M6, just sitting here drinking coffee. But no, I get that. I think they talked about like latticing and weaving of things. I talked about it as mushy peas. Yeah. So choose which version of you want to go with. Their lattices of vocal clips and skitters between inflections, breathy sighs, elegant swoons, and desperate ravenous screams. Or she sounds like mushy peas. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else here worth actually reading out loud. I'm not so sure. That sounds like Flicker Stick. Do you remember Flicker Stick? They were a band, VH1, that was an old music channel back in the day. And they had a series called Bands on the Run, and they pitted bands against each other. You're going to understand that as one of my favourite series of all time, and I can name everything about it. So there was Flicker Stick, Soulcracker, Harlow, and the Josh Dolis Band, and they were all pitched against each other. They had to go around America playing live, trying to earn as much money as they could from each venue and selling merch. and it was a kind of turn of the century thing. Great series, contrived, but great series. And I mean, you're never going to watch it, so it doesn't matter. The Flicker Stick one, they didn't really. They were a talented bunch, but their lead singer didn't look the part. Great voice though, very Radiohead. It was very, I suppose, I liked them. And this sounds a little bit Flicker Stick. It would be interesting to know. Well, actually, no, she wasn't born. Oh, she wasn't. No, Jane. Jane Remover wasn't born when that series I just talked about was on the telly.
I can't afford to have you.
I can't afford to have you.
Just stroke my cheek and tell me not yet like.
This music represents a decisive step away from the internet-addled hyperactivity of her early work, and Census designated could be deployed as a dopamine detox regimen. It's patiently unravelling compositions, an off-ramp for kids hopelessly addicted to 2-minute TikTok hits. 2 minutes? The youth of today can't handle 2 minutes. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. It's also the most poignant and piercing music Jane has made yet. The sound of an artist finally given the tools to realise her ever-expanding vision. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. That was a nice write-up. I'm still not sure where I go with the editing for this one. So, look at it this way, no research, right? And I'm presented with a band called Jane Remover. So I'm assuming that it's a band with band members. The band has a woman's name, Jane. Actually, saying that, Jane's a man's name as well, isn't it? Because in Firefly, one of the main characters is called Jane. It's a minefield, isn't it? But when I'm presented with a band I've done no research for, I am then unsure of the gender of the lead singer. I have to just listen. And I either hear it or have to make an interpretation from the lyrics. But if the lyrics are also ambiguous, perhaps that's where the problem lay for me. And it's certainly not a problem with the music or the person. It's just a problem when you're trying to give some sort of journalistic interpretation of it. I am surprised that this was playing alongside JPEG Mafia though. But like I said earlier, JPEG Mafia himself, he likes to just mix it up, doesn't he? JPEG Mafia, he's not so much mushy peas, he's definitely more the scallops and caviar on a plate. I like that bass. Stick the pelican across the screen. She's happy to drop the drums out. That's one of the things that the bands that I'm referencing in the past didn't necessarily do. Those sort of grunge bands. They were very much about the drums. Hopefully I won't edit anything out, because I'll listen back in the edit and you'll see that I'm just struggling to identify what's going on and who's producing the music purely from the sound that I'm hearing. Not everything is a slight against someone. Not everything that someone says is supposed to be an insult. We all talk through these things in our head. That's good. That is Census. This is Census designated. This is the title track. It sort of keeps touching on at least the sound of that kind of scream core thing. Like I was saying earlier about the bands that were mixing really commercial music with just stabs of like almost death metal. And then you get one going on Pop Idol or America's Got Talent or X Factor or something and just doing like screaming into the mic, and Simon Cowell would be like, what the fuck? That us at home know that there's something really melodic and fantastic about a really well produced scream. Okay. This sounds like an old 80s hi-fi being rolled down the side of a hill. Speakers mangling. The CD laser beam skipping. CDs, indestructible. That's how they were sold to us in the 80s and the 90s. We threw away all our records and our cassettes. And it turns out the CDs deteriorate. And it turns out the CDs deteriorate. Worse than any other format, apart from maybe cassette. Okay, my point being, right? Everyone got rid of their vinyl because it like, listen, you can hear the surface noise. Vinyl. I've got an album over there, Fragile by Yes. It's been with me my entire life. My entire life. Vinyl. Yeah, it scratches, it's got surface noise, but it's the most hard-wearing of all physical medium. And when all the servers die and Spotify goes tits up, my copy of Fragile by Yes on vinyl will still exist. So feel free to stick it up my arse. Sideways. This is video. Sounds very sweet so far. Proper indie music, isn't it? Honestly, I would need to listen to it again to qualify this, and I'll do that in the edit. But I think the production on this album has been improving through the track listing. Now, she probably recorded them out of order, so it wouldn't make sense that that's because she's learning. Some songs sound like mushy peas, and others sound like a nice olive oil on a piece of beautiful Italian bread. both tasty. I almost forgot what I looked like till that girl in the porno felt familiar. In a heartbeat, I'd be your princess. And through the screen, I can see why he doesn't reciprocate. Oh yeah, okay. We read about what this song was about earlier, didn't we? I worked for all of it. I'm so tired of pretending. I don't know a single thing about you. I saw us in the video. So the lyrics are quite deep, but it's a very pretty sounding song. These days I always lie to you. When you watch me dance, you say it's fair. And I feel the same. Boy, I'm so tired of trying to make you change your mind. All I want you to do is chase me. Okay. I've just read forwards through the lyrics. Yeah, they're quite deep lyrics. And I don't want to kind of say anything, like, I don't want to try to make jokes on top of it, because it seems like it's... Yeah, I won't make any jokes on top of this. We'll just listen to it. Oh, listen to the textures in the background. Remember... Okay, the drums are in. Oh, wow! It's Screamcore, isn't it? That was the name I was... Yeah, on this song we're combining olive oil on bread, on Italian bread with mushy peas. Chase me. All I want you to do is chase me. Always that noise as a sound bed to the song. This is a high point of the album, isn't it, this song? Let's not beat around the bush here. That was a highlight of the album. Contingency Song. Album version. This looks like it's the final track on the album. Contingency Song. Look it up. I moved away and slept with a rotten taste. He lied when he said I was worth it all. I'm afraid I only changed myself because you're not into the original. This is a little bit okay, computer. Those... I've forgotten the name of the delay I'm trying to reference. The capacitor. The old school analog. You know the sort they used on Karma Police. I've got one in my studio, a Boss DM 100. A bucket brigade delay. Me. Jane Remover. Contingency Song, album version. Please don't hurt me. Wow. I chop myself up and shut myself out until my body shuts itself down. I pour the boiling water onto my hand. I still feel enough to touch myself, and even then I don't feel like doing it anymore. I shoved enough food in my mouth and I can mutter out the words. I don't think I can do it anymore. Wow. Jane Remover's sophomore album closes with a new version of Contingency Song. This track was written, produced and mixed by Jane herself and mastered by Hector Vega. A prior version of the track released on November the 16th, 2022. The album version of the song adds more re-recorded vocals from the artist and production differences, most notably screaming in the background. Build up, similar to the way the album started. Scream for me! Yeah, the screaming, just screaming your throat out into the mic as a bedrock for the song. Yes. Okay. Layers of screaming. A chorus of screaming. Wow, okay. I mean, just from the little read of the lyrics there, I can feel like the sort of like the hurt in this song. The hurt. I mean, the lyrics are full on. I chop myself up and shut myself out. But it's sung so sweetly that it's putting a smile on my face. And that's what I love about music, that it can destroy your soul and raise your spirit at the same time. It's got like a duality to it. Not everyone understands that. There's only a certain type of person. I mean, music can touch everyone, sure. But I don't believe everyone is affected the same. I don't believe that everyone's affected the same. Wow. I don't think I can do it anymore. Wow. Silence. So that was Jane Remover. I very much liked her ability and decisions to do it, to layer what I would call noise, but I know what she was doing. Screams, industrial sounds, the sort of thing that was commonplace in the 90s, but we're in 2024. And just the fact that she was putting this album together, which to me had elements of shoegaze and The Cure and kind of goth, grunge. I was hearing Nirvana. No one else has mentioned that, but I was hearing elements of the kind of grunge rock thing of the early 90s. And I'm not sure what it's called, that emo thing, that scream thing, screamcore, that emo scream shout thing. But doing it and layering it and making it like the backdrop, so that when I was talking about spreading peanut butter on a piece of bread and then putting jam on it, jelly in America, and mushing it all together, and it's like this, what she was doing was that bread, that sort of sound stage, the sound stage for the whole album was just intricate weaving of noise. And noise, I mean, you know this. If you take a walk through nature, take a walk through a forest next to a river, a stream, noise can be the most magical thing. You can hear it and just be transported. Music is noise. Noise is Jane Remover. Until next time, over and